Good morning team, Fabio here, hope you are doing well and welcome back to another Daily Market Outlook where we discuss all the major dollar pairs. Now, for those who follow us on Instagram, it's TTA Capital, but you should have seen that we were with Alpha Capital yesterday where we did a lot of mini games and also a podcast, so a lot of that content is coming online very, very soon. We also hosted a vlog, or recorded a vlog, so you're going to be able to check that out very soon as well. And a lot of good things are coming. Now, we're nearly reaching the 100,000 subscribers, guys. Make sure to help me out today with getting those subscribers in, because as soon as we have those, we're going to do the Asia live streams and more giveaways as well. Now, without further ado, what is happening to EURUSD? Well, yesterday we saw a massive correction in towards the downside, which pretty much just corrected that entire Asian move up, which was the news on the EU elections in Germany. So the parliamentary elections in Germany, and now you can see that the market is consolidating. So the market is waiting for its next move, guys. A lot is going on in Europe, and therefore there is a lot of uncertainty, and that is keeping the EURUSD at around this level of 1.04721. So what is going on? Well, first of all, banks, big traders, big institutions are waiting to hear what the deal is going to be between Ukraine and Russia. Two, they're waiting for a parliament to be formed in Germany. A lot of uncertainty surrounding Europe's biggest economy over there, and that is now causing euro dollar not to really choose a direction yet. And then third of all, obviously, which also caused a correction in towards the downside on euro USD and some strength for the dollar, was the tariff news yesterday that Trump announced that he is indeed going to impose those 25% tariffs on both Canada and Mexico. So a lot of fundamentals going on, which is causing euro USD to move a little bit slow. Therefore, still waiting for the next move to kind of pretty much happen. Yes, we are still positioned inside daily demand. 4-hour candle not very clean. 4-hour or the daily candle was not very clean. 4-hour candle, okay, yes, we do indeed have the 4-hour fractal low here being respected. This here's my 4-hour fractal high. So what is that fractal structure, guys? Or what is the fractals? Well, the fractals is just market structure on the individual candlesticks. This is pretty much now your market structure here, and yes, you are inside of this area of demand. However, there is still a probability that we could push down a little bit lower and grab some more liquidity, because if you look at the 1-hour time frame, we still have all of these equal lows over here. So what we need to see is, okay, we need to see a trend start to form on the lower time frame, being mainly the 1-hour time frame. So if you want to look for any longs on euro dollar, wait, guys. That is my personal opinion. We're currently in this area of consolidation and we're waiting for a bit of more confirmation. Yes, you have a 1-hour demand zone over here, but we also have equal lows and kind of like this trendline liquidity over here. So what I'm currently waiting for is for this high to go. If that high goes and we form a demand chain, then I'll have more confirmation for potential for the longs. Then over here we would, for example, have another demand zone, and I'll look for that further upside. Otherwise, for me, price is just currently stuck in this range, and I'll be sitting it out and just waiting for market direction, because I still do see there that there is potential for maybe a little bit of a push down lower still. If I look on this 4-hour time frame, it's not very clean. We have some equal lows here, so therefore staying out until we form a clear area of demand on the 1-hour time frame. And otherwise, what I'll just do is I'll just wait for more liquidity to get swept, because at the moment, again, the market is consolidating. But let's say we break this low over here, then what could happen is that we just follow kind of like this supply chain down lower. We grab all of the liquidity underneath these lows, and then, for example, we start looking for a reversal. So overall, on the higher time frame, being the weekly time frame, and when the lower time frame is messy, I mainly just go up a time frame into the weekly. On the weekly time frame, there is still definitely possibility and opportunity to push up higher on euro USD. That for me is very, very clear. The overall weekly fractal structure is bullish, and I'm still interested in that further upside. However, we need to understand that we could still just pop down a little bit lower again before heading up higher. When the lower time frame is a little bit messy, just go up a time frame and then understand, okay, we're still targeting this high over here of around 1.06298, but the lower time frame just needs to give us a little bit cleaner price action, and that's currently what I am going to be waiting for. So short term, some further downside still definitely possible, unless we form a demand chain. So going into the dollar index, and that kind of confirms maybe that bias, or kind of like that idea that there is still some potential for the downside possible, because nothing really has changed from a weekly perspective on the dollar index. We tapped in towards this weekly area of supply over here, and I'm still interested to see that for the downside occur. Yes, we still have a weekly area of supply over here that is in control. So for myself, the dollar index is still very bearish as long as this high over here holds. I am still interested in looking for that further downside. Could we still push up a little bit higher? Yes, definitely possible, because if you look at the daily time frame, what you're now seeing is the market is squeezing, guys, and this is something that I do not really like. Yes, we're kind of still in the over order flow here on the buy before the sell up. or the buy before the sell down. But if we look at the 4-hour time frame, you can see that the market is kind of squeezing in towards the lows, which is never really a good or positive sign. Not that I use trend lines at all, but I'm just more kind of like giving you guys an idea on what the market itself is doing. And then you can see that we're kind of squeezing in towards the lows. As soon as we break this low, we pretty much retrace. Break this low, we pretty much retrace. So keeping an eye on that. What I want to see from the dollar index, which could confirm EURUSD up again, is a break of this low. We need to break this low if we want to head down lower, because otherwise for now, what will happen most likely is that this demand zone will just remain in control and push the market up higher. Okay, so if we break this low, further downside on dollar. Otherwise, I'm looking still at some potential further upside. But then again, that should just be short term, because overall I am still targeting 105.420, which is this low over here for the dollar index. Okay, guys, and again, it could happen simply today that the dollar index starts dumping, but overall the lower time frame again is just a little bit messy with all the uncertainty that is going on. Now, going into AUD/USD, AUD/USD has sold off pretty aggressively. Looking here at the daily first, we can see that the daily pushed down lower. Let's see how low did we go. Okay, so we're pushing down lower still pretty aggressively. I think we're going to take out this low very, very soon and maybe make a connection with the lower area of demand, from where I'll be looking for more longs again. So yeah, short term, we'll probably take out that low, and then we'll be looking for more longs again once we make a deeper retracement. Okay, so that's currently what I have eyeing up for AUD/USD. What can I say? 4-hour time frame is currently in bearish order flow, and on 1-hour time frame it will become a lot more clear, because there you can very clearly see here that we pretty much have this as a supply zone, and then we have pretty much this here as our supply zone, and now we have this here as our supply zone. So what you need to wait for is obviously that supply chain overall to get broken, and then potential longs could start occurring again. But yeah, for now it looks kind of like we're just gonna take out this low over here and then maybe start moving up again, towards the end of the week. But for now, demand or supply is in control, so the sellers are in control, and the immediate bias is in towards downside until we break that supply chain and then form a demand chain again. That is then what I'm going to get into a long. So this is pretty much what I always do when you identify the market structure shift over here. So a break of structure, this becomes your low, this becomes your high. Now then you want to time the overall potential reversal that could push the market up higher, right? So then you just simply wait for the overall downtrend to break, and then you get in on a long. But we need that potential downtrend, or we need that downtrend to actually break now, which is this high over here. So once that high breaks, then I'll be interested in longs, but otherwise until then, I'll potentially just, or I will actually just stay out and wait with trading AUD/USD. And for now, it looks like we want to grab this low before pushing up any higher. Now going into GBPUSD, GBPUSD is also pushing down lower this morning. Overall, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some lower prices. Again, also on GU, what we can very clearly see here is that we pretty much have like this very obvious trend line over here. I wouldn't be surprised, because on the daily you can also kind of see it, that we take out these two equal lows, which seem to be liquidity. And if we do, then I'll be looking for this level over here. So this demand zone from where I want to be buying GU. So here I'll enter some swing positions. This for me is a nice area to enter some new swing positions with the stop loss underneath it, and then target that weekly liquidity high. That's the position that I'm looking for. Does it need to happen? No, because again, the overall daily fractal structure still has a low here, which is strong. So kind of like your current daily little range here on the individual candlesticks is like this. So it's still perfectly fine to look for longs. And we have now retraced into where? Into a 4-hour demand zone, being this imbalance candle over here. So what you now want to see is this 4-hour imbalance candle start pushing the market up higher. But again, for now, on the lower time frame, it becomes very clear is that supply is in control. So you pretty much have this supply zone over here, and then you have this supply zone over here, and then you have this supply zone pretty much over here being in control. So now if you want to look for longs on GU from that 4-hour demand zone, you need to break that area of supply, and then I'll be interested in getting in on longs. Okay, so this high needs to break to get in on longs. Otherwise, for now, this supply zone here is in control, and it should push the market down lower. So that's pretty much just how I approach it. For now, immediate bias again is down, but if we do see a shift, then I'll be interested in a further long opportunity once again. And then we go into NZD/USD and gold, of course. So NZD/USD is still a little bit slow. I'm still in that swing long position from these lower prices over here, but it's not looking fantastic yet. Again, waiting for that market structure shift to happen. I'm just going to hold it, but obviously, look, so overall market structure on the 4-hour time frame is still bullish, right? So we saw a break of structure over here. This is now kind of like your swing low. This is your swing high. So ultimately what's now happened is that you've seen a retracement down in towards discount prices, which is always good. We're now at the 0.5 fib. So again, a natural area of what? Of support and resistance. And now we're also inside of this 4-hour imbalance candle, which is a demand zone that broke market structure. So I'm interested in longs. So then I go in towards the 1-hour time frame, but then on the 1 hour, it becomes very, very clear. Yesterday, indeed, we saw the market structure shift up higher, right? So here we saw the break, and here we saw a break as well. And this demand zone should have pushed the market up higher, failed to do so because the dollar index was just not weak enough. And then what you see happening is that on the 1 hour, we form a supply chain down lower. So here, this supply zone was in control, and now we have this supply zone over here in control. So we need to break that supply zone if we want to look for any potential longs. So once we break this high, then I'll be interested in a long again, and I'll start scaling in on NZD/USD. But for now, what could happen is that we could just swipe this low over here, like we've just swiped this low, and then we could start reversing again. Does it need to happen? No. Again, what do we need? We need the overall market structure and the overall order flow to shift. So we can see the overall trend here is now down. And again, same as on AU, we saw indeed a break of structure over here. And this is now your swing low, and this is now your swing high. And now what you're doing is you're timing the overall potential reversal, which will push the market up higher again. But what do we need to time that reversal? We need an order flow shift. So now I'm waiting for that order flow shift to happen, and then I'll get in on that potential long. But otherwise, we could just push down lower. But again, overall daily fractal structure is bullish. This is actually kind of like a scale-in point for swing trades with your stop loss underneath the low over here. So yeah, if you would want to get into more longs, you could buy it like this. Obviously, if you find it too risky, then wait for that order flow to shift on the 1 hour time frame, and then you pretty much understand what you're looking for is this, what I'm drawing on over here. Yeah, just keep in mind, we could sell off later today again, just following the overall 1 hour order flow. And then again, we just wait for that order flow to shift in order to look for longs. Last of all, we have gold. So yesterday I mentioned that gold is ranging, and it still is. You can see it's just rejecting the higher bound of the range over here. So there's not a lot to say on this because it's very difficult to trade these ranges. All you can do is just pretty much stick to sells from this 75% level and to buys from the 25% level. So if gold does retrace a little bit more in around 29, 26, then I'll look for some longs again to the upper bound of the range. So that's what I'm looking for on gold. Yeah, very simple and as easy as that. Nothing really more complicated, or you don't really need to make it any more complicated than this. This is what I'm pretty much just looking for. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day and speak soon.